Ladies and gentlemen, guess who's back? Back again.
I've come to hate both Kadenza and Rogue Internet Man the most.
Hello everybody, my name is Kadenza, and this is StooDogg. As you're probably watching it on his channel, you know that. Who the fuck am I? I don't know. I've been gone for a while, haven't I, Stu?
Years.
Many
years.
Literally years. I've moved on from Old Painful / JJ Plagiarisms, but I've been kept in the loop because I'm part of the same Discord. I never left, and yeah, it's good to be back, talking about the same fucking thing.
War never changes.
It does not change, and neither does Old Painful. So, let's get into it, right? Like, the reason that I'm here is because I want to get a few things off my chest. I've been monitoring the situation with him continually, like, just complaining about you specifically, and now like a couple of other people that have like seen your videos or seen other people's videos about him and have like turned tail. You know, they've turned traitor, and like there's more than a few of them that were his fans and then found the content that's out there and were like, holy shit, maybe I shouldn't follow this guy. And it's been kind of interesting to see how he copes with having his voice out there saying these things about people, and the kind of things that he has been saying is mostly not true. Like, the problem is that his audience only hears one side of it. So essentially, I think that this video, as well as the other ones, is going to be hopefully trying to bring more people over to our side, or at least seeing him for like who he really is and who he continues to like prove himself to be. And you know, I've had a lot of criticism in the past for trolling him on that podcast, inviting Rogue Internet Man to come troll him, and like, I you know, I'll be real, and I know you're gonna watch this, JJ. So first of all, I'm sorry. I really truly am sorry that we trolled you, but your reaction to everything since then has completely blown things out of the water. Like, we would not be making endless content about you if you just stuck to what you're good at instead of bringing up this old drama, you know, and like we were talking before we started recording, I think StooDogg is on the money when he says that JJ just brings it up whenever his views are low, because these like drama-related videos, they get way more engagement than his normal videos. You know what I mean?
Views are low. Oh, my trolls. Oh, my Cartman.
May Cartman. It's so weird too. Like, it's the Carton thing seems to go beyond just those statements that he made. He seems to have some kind of obsession with the character of Cartman.
A 4-year-long obsession with Cartman's butt.
Yes, he never stops. Like, you know, it's funny because people in his Discord server We have a spy in your Discord, by the way. But some people in his Discord server respond to him with Cartman gifs, and I just find that really funny. Like when he uploaded a video, somebody responded with a little Cartman riding the tricycle saying "sweet."
It's odd. It's almost cult-like.
Yeah, I mean, based off of, like, you know, his saying that Cartman is like a fictional character and therefore it doesn't matter like what you do to him, he's still depicted as a child, and it's just really weird that you're like, he should be murdered. He should be fucked in the ass by his mom in front of the Best Buy. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I've never said that.
That's exactly what he said. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted it to happen. He asked for it.
He did, didn't he? He asked his mom to fuck him in front of the Best Buy, and yeah, maybe if his parents were a lot less like Cartman's mom, just like letting him get away and do whatever, maybe we'd see some improvement. But Stu, I'm gonna hand it over to you for a little bit because I feel like you've been more involved recently as far as like talking with people about the documentary that Tyler Mason made, and like you've definitely had more engagement with JJ recently. So I just want to ask you, do you think that he is going to flip a shit seeing me again? Or do you think it's more like a rogue internet man fear, like a phobia?
Yeah, so that's the thing. I mean, he viewed Rogue as like his mortal enemy, and then when Rogue disappeared off the internet, he basically celebrated, and he launched an attack against Rogue's mental health. I'm uncertain exactly where the screenshots of that are, but I did use them recently in the live stream edit that I'd uploaded. But you know, he's an absolute hypocrite because he goes on about his own mental health. He says that he'd been stress binge eating, and then Rogue said that he left the internet for mental health reasons. I'm not 100% sure on what happened sort of with Rogue behind the scenes there, but I believe that he was doxxed by Kiwi Farms quite some time ago. And,
I think I can add something to that. As far as I understand it, because I had actually left Rogue's server maybe like a few months before he got off the internet, and like I don't know exactly what happened, but what I heard from another member that they invited somebody who started like, or they had like a private channel on the Discord, right? That Rogue would only invite like friends or like moderators into. And I'm not sure like the exact details, but I do know that it was common sense that this channel was not supposed to be public knowledge for people. And somebody started like, I guess, leaking personal information off of it. And as far as I know, that's about it. Like, there could be more, I could be mistaken, but it sounds like it was a case of letting the wrong people in and them trying to spoil everything. And I'm glad to see that he's back, because I think the internet could use a rogue like him. But yeah, the thing about it is like, I never really had much of a leg in this race, you know? Like, I invited him onto a podcast where we made fun of him, and then we had another one where we like went over things step by step and eventually got him to apologize for the things that he had said to Ari and the things that he'd said to other people. Like, but instead of like taking that and just fucking off, he decided to like make it his hill to die on, you know, and it's kind of sad
Yes,
because
when he had that Discord server where he was wanting us false flagged and he was asking people to go and flag down your live stream, and
Right.
you confronted him for that.
I did, and I'm not really sure what happened after that. I don't remember. But he basically threatened to like take down the videos because they made him look bad, and then he changed his identity into what Kako Demon Films, and I don't even know how anybody found that channel in particular, but they found him and recognized his. I think he had changed his voice through like a voice synthesizer, or like he had
That
pitched
rings
it.
a bell. He did
Yeah,
have a channel where he had a voice synthesizer do that thing.
I think he like pitched up or down or something like that to like kind of sound different, but somebody had found it and posted it in Rogue's server at the time, and we were like, holy shit, this is all painful again, you know? And
Actually, I think I know what happened there. I believe that he'd DM'd either Night Raven or Choo Choo Train, and like he'd said something like, I want to keep my channel a secret, but I want you to sub to it because I want numbers, or something
Wow.
really stupid like that. Like,
I want it to be a secret, but I'm gonna give it to the one person who can't keep any secrets.
sub to it, please, so I get a number of the sub count. It's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll share it with Rogue Internet Man's Discord server.
Jesus
You'll get lots of subs from
Christ.
that.
Dude, my dude just keeps making the wrong decisions. But it's like, you know, a lot of people in his audience are gonna see these videos and like the way that we keep responding or bringing it up as like bullying, and I'm just gonna say, like, I don't think this is bullying. Like, we're on a safari ride and we are watching this happen, you know, like. And I did say there is a spy in his Discord server, but that's more or less just a way to observe. We are not actively trying to hurt JJ Plagiarisms or hurt his feelings or whatever the fuck. And besides the point, my dude is an adult now. I don't think he was when we streamed that live stream, right? That was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, so he says that he was underage back then, but also Drongo Dingo says that the age of criminal responsibility in Australia is 16, and I believe he was 16 at the time, so essentially in the eyes of the law, he should be treated as an adult at that time.
Yeah. The thing is like, at that age, you should know better than to tell, like, SA victims that they deserve it. And
at that age, you shouldn't even be talking about SA. You shouldn't even know what. Well, you should barely even know what sex is.
yeah. I mean, it's weird because I see a lot of myself in JJ, like, and what I wanted to talk about a little bit is his new content with Star Wars, right? The Star Wars expanded universe. Stu, how much do you know about Star Wars?
Not much, to be honest. I really only enjoyed the original trilogy, and at the moment, I quite enjoy The Mandalorian, but I'm not really too keen on like any of the other shows that have been out recently. I've never really read comic books. I've never watched the Clone Wars. I've only seen well, I suppose there's 9 of them now, the mainline movies.
And there's more coming.
Oh, really?
But yeah, there's an entire Rey Skywalker trilogy coming or something. But you're aware that when Disney took over from George Lucas, that they basically canned like 99% of the expanded universe, right?
So essentially, what you're saying is like they decanonized it.
Yes, it's no longer like.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much everything besides the Clone Wars had become and the movies, of course, is like non-canon, and that's decades of material. And you know, years ago, I was a little salty about that because I got into the EU and I was really into it. I really loved Star Wars at the time, and it's like, I just want to talk about. He has tapped into the angst of so many nerdy, weird people. Like, it's looking at his Discord server is like looking at a snapshot of my life fucking 10 years ago. You know, like, he has found a niche, right? But I just think it's a really shit niche because these, how do I say this? Like, I like to compare Star Wars fans and like Trump supporters because they're perpetually angry and they will eat up like anything that they're given. You know, like they're kept in a state. These people that miss the EU stuff, or I don't want to say they miss the EU stuff. They hate the new Disney stuff, right? Like, he's tapped into a market of anger that is going to, like, potentially push him forward, like, a lot. Because there is a lot of people out there who fucking hate what Disney is like, making with Star Wars. And I think that it's a good idea what he's doing, but it's like, you're surrounding yourself with so much hate, so much anger, so much like angst,
toxicity.
Yeah, it's a toxic environment. Like, if you talk to any fans long enough, you'll eventually get to the side of that fandom that is very toxic. And like, he's essentially just putting out like rage bait for everybody. And I don't even think his fans realize how much he's manipulating their I don't want to say it's like misplaced anger, but it's kind of like, who gives a fuck? You know? Like, Disney decanonized all that stuff in like, what, 2014, 2015? Like, we are almost 10 years from the Disney acquisition of Star Wars. And I'm not going to sit here and like defend everything and every decision that they've done, right? But these people need to get a life, and they need to get outside, and they need to touch grass, because who gives a fuck? You know, like, the EU, the expanded universe, I'm just gonna like say it's highly overrated. There's some good stories in there. There's some good video games in there, but JJ has tapped into a market of rage that I do believe he is going to take it all the way to the moon, and he is going to become like a bigger YouTuber than he is currently. I don't think it's going to do anything good for his psyche, because we've already dealt with it before, and from past experience, it's like, I don't know where this is leading, but I don't think it's going to be a good place for him.
I would agree. I would think that, if anything, we've seen over the years that he is unable to productively deal with arguments on the internet, and I think that is something that may cause yet another downfall for him. He could come across a psycho fan, someone who'll, you know, push him too far, and then he ends up self-destructing his channel again, hitting the delete button on everything, like he recently did with his Twitter, just because he had an argument with one man.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I saw the aftermath of that. Yeah, and it's like, he talks about Lucky Kennedy all the time. All the time. He talks about, like, everything bad that happens to him is Lucky Kennedy's fault. Just because he decided to go with us, the trolls, instead of whatever bullshit narrative he's, like, feeding his fans these days.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, from the sounds of it, his Discord server is essentially just an echo chamber. And you know what they say, people that engage in echo chambers are essentially just it's philosophical inbreeding at the end of the day.
It doesn't create anything new. It can only go around and around and around and around. And it's like,
Cannibalize itself, essentially.
He's probably going to say, he's probably going to be like, StooDogg, you haven't gotten many subscribers since 2019, and I've gotten almost 2,000 subscribers, and Kadenza, you destroyed your channel twice. Like, yeah, fair enough, but it's like the type of content that he makes is very attractive to a certain type of person. And I know because I used to be that person. The fucking hateful, rage-filled, feminism-hating Star Wars fan. Like, they're out there. They're all over the place, actually. And it's like... I know what that kind of mindset leads to. And, like, I was not very happy back then, and I can't imagine that many of these people are consuming content that just is JJ yelling and screaming about how the expanded universe was better than whatever Disney is making. It's like, you said you enjoyed The Mandalorian, and I recently watched season 3 of it, and I didn't really enjoy it that much, but you know what I did? I fucking moved on with my life. Because at the end of the day, all of these franchises and stories, they're just that. They're just a franchise. They're just a story. There's more out there. And these people are stuck on the hamster wheel of negative thinking, And I think what we're doing by preserving these old clips of him, and it's like they say, like, you upload something to the internet, it's there forever, Like, and that's
you said
true.
That during one of the live streams.
Yeah, I did. And it's still true today. Like, I really do, like, hope for the best for him. And, like, you want to talk about how he privated his videos about you and the others?
Yeah, I don't know his reasoning behind that. I don't know if he's done it because he feels a genuine remorse, or if he simply just wants to hide it away in case he gets any unwanted attention from people who are, well, a lot of people are significantly nastier than us. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we're like kittens.
We're very fair compared to some of the fucking A-logs out there and others.
But I think from my own point of view, when I did see him privatize them, I privatized a little bit of my own content, but not everything. I've seen him essentially make a retraction. Will he follow through with it? Or is he going to make everything public again? It's not that he deleted his videos, he just privated them.
Right.
Which
so he can
means that
unprivate
the
them.
option... Exactly. So if that does happen, then I will match that and unprivate my own material. But, if he privates that stuff and he keeps it privated for a long time, then I might consider sunsetting the material that I have up there.
Yeah.
But I don't trust him. That's the thing. Over the years,
that's kind of what this is, isn't it? Like, I wanted to get my views and whatnot, like, out there somewhere where people can see it, because I've seen people even ask, like, where's Kadenza or whatever, and I'm glad you people miss me, but this is by no means like a return to form or something, because I've already tried that, and I don't know, like, YouTube is something that I really enjoy doing, but don't really have time for anymore. And I would be more than happy to just get this out there, and then that's it. Everybody packs up their bags. We all go home. We take a bow. Like, that's it. But like you said, he only privated them. He didn't delete them. So that means anybody with the link can still view it, right?
I think when they're privated, they're not viewable
Okay.
through the links. If it was unlisted, then that would be the case. It would still be viewable. But when they're actually privated, when you go to the video itself, it says something like, this video is private and cannot be viewed. Whereas if it had been deleted, it would say this content does not exist. So that's how we know that it's been privated and not actually deleted. But, you know, the way that he's treated us over the years, you know, just constantly taking sort of snidey wee jabs. And then last year he
Or just lying
came
about
back
us.
with... Yeah, last year he came back with that video and he was just like going on and on and on about it. And it reached a stage where I just thought, you know what, enough. I have lost all sympathy for this man. I don't care anymore. I think he's an absolute and utter twit. I'm just going to re-upload the live streams from years ago so that the context is there and both sides of the coin can be seen. That's something that Tyler Mason congratulated me on, is that, Stu, you've got a playlist there that has not only your own videos, but it's got JJ's videos on it, it's got other people's videos in it, so there's every side of the conversation is there, and people can look at everything and form their own opinions on it, rather than just listening to me, or rather than just listening to JJ. They can hear
and I think
all
that's
sides.
what frustrates him the most about you, is that you have archived everything. Like, and like, I'm literally deleted pretty much everything on my channel. I don't have any of those original videos. You do. Like, it's great because at some points I have regretted deleting those videos. At the time, I felt like it was the right thing to do because I actually had a lot of sympathy for JJ, especially when he said that he was like going through depressive episodes and stuff like that. I felt bad, you know, because I felt like maybe I went too far, you know, by setting this up. But here's what I want to point out to everybody, right? Like, Old Painful, JJ, Mutated Fern, he's been in multiple different YouTube or fandom communities over the years, and he always comes back to this toxic behavior, like just laying into people for no reason, or for their opinions, or because they criticized him. He just flips his shit, you know? Like, it's a pattern of behavior, you know? Like, it's not him privating his videos. I'm just gonna say it straight up. Like, he does not have any remorse at all for anything that he's ever said. He's never said that he's sorry, except for that one live stream that we did after the initial one. And he had to be led to those answers. He's never said, I'm sorry for what I said, or maybe what I said was out of line. He's never done that because he doesn't feel remorse for it. He thinks that he's completely justified because people were bullying him for, like, like, here's the thing. He always says, they were saying nasty things to me, and I said nasty things back. And it's like, my brother in Christ, we said nasty things to you because you were saying nasty things to us. Like, you're literally turning it around on its head just to make yourself look better. And I have no
If I
respect for
decided to
somebody
walk
like that.
into my local bar and punch someone in the face, and they punched me back, and I ran away shouting about how I was being bullied, but the thing is, in that instance, I deserved that punch because I started it.
Yeah.
That's him in a nutshell. He started it. He instigated this.
He instigates
and
fights, and then he runs away and cries about it and tells his audience that he's so sad and so depressed and so fat. And it's like, you know, my dude, I'm sorry, bro. You're an adult and you make fucking, like, Star Wars videos. Like, I have no respect for you in the first place but just think about how you present yourself to other people, right? What did Deadwing Dork say? He saw his like Funko Pop avatar and was like, "Oh, that's embarrassing." Like, yeah, it is kind of embarrassing because it's just this childish mentality that you could never seem to like get away from, and it's even worse now that he's like old enough to vote. You know, like, Jesus Christ. I don't know, Stu. It's like it feels almost like we're stuck in some kind of Ouroboros circle where we just JJ keeps eating his own tail and just going around and around, and we perpetuate the cycle.
That episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation with what's his name in it? Kelsey Grammer, and the Enterprise is in that time loop.
Yep.
And at the end of every one, the ship crashes into the Enterprise, and then everything just starts all over again.
I actually recently watched the episode for the first time with my girlfriend, and it was pretty fucking awesome, you know? Like, she's never seen Star Trek before, and it's like a series that I put on that I find very comfy, you know? Like, I don't think I need to explain to you how The Next Generation is like comfy, but
I grew up with it.
Yeah.
It was on every day after school.
You know, it's like, I'm just thinking the way that JJ presents himself is as a narcissistic, angry man-child, and like, he's said to people in his Discord that this whole like YouTube, like, the way he acts in his videos are just a persona, but I know better. I know better than that, and I don't buy it. That's just the way he is.
Yeah, I mean, I adopt a bit of a persona myself, but basically what I would say about my own persona is that when I'm in front of the camera, I amplify myself by 100%. So I'm a bit more emotive,
Right.
a bit more exaggerated, but still pretty much the same person.
Right.
Just a bit more hyper.
And that's probably what he does. Like, he definitely plays up the anger a little bit, but this is like his genuine self, you know? Like, he is fuming all of the time. And, you know, I had an idea. I had an idea. I don't know how it's gonna reach him, but I would very much like to put all this to bed. And if he has the balls to stand up and like actually talk it out with me, I would be more than happy to like do a live stream with him. You know? I think that's fair, you know? Like, we've got a bit of history, and it's kind of how a lot of this started. There were other people that were like following him like a lolcow like before, but I really,
the bear.
yeah, you remember the Barrio memes video, the I want respect?
Yes.
Oh my god. Hey, hold on a second, let me put it on. I'll put it on. I want respect.
Nobody in this Discord gave me any respect.
All
And
right.
now I'm a British joke.
There
Hello.
we go.
Okay, Jamie.
Okay,
If you want to
Jamie.
struggle to pay your water bill, that's your problem. Gay station faggot. You have no idea what the Four Pillars Discord is. This video was mostly intended for those who piss. An apology would be most welcome in the comments below. This is a gay video. Of course, like we always did, we got into a fight, and to silence criticism, they outright banned me. The mods just laughed in my face like it was a joke, and they told me that I just had to earn some respect. I wanted respect. I wanted respect. Nobody in the Discord showed me any respect. I wanted respect. I wanted respect.
Oh, it's a fucking. I know you couldn't hear it, but it's legendary. If y'all want to hear that, look up Mario memes, mutated fern. I want respect. Uh, there's a comment by TKS Mantis.
It was around about this point when my internet decided to have a connection failure, so I had to go and reset everything, my computer, the router, but eventually it started working again after a few minutes.
You still there, bud? Hello? Stu? Okay, we might have lost Stu for a minute. That's okay. I can carry a show. Or I can just cut this out. Either way. Well, StooDogg has left the Discord call. I'm not sure why, but there we go. Just zoom him out of there for a minute. So let me go over a little bit of history for you guys, okay? Initially, what had happened, my first interaction with JJ Plagiarisms, he was called Old Painful at the time. He was on Rogue Internet Man's Discord server, and I guess he was promoting his videos and kind of like hanging out inside the voice chat. But I was a witness to him basically initially saying all this stuff about Cartman deserves to be raped and fucking weird stuff like that, you know, and then people questioning it, being like, "What the fuck do you mean? Like, why are you talking like this?" You know, and he took that really badly because it I guess to him it seemed like people were dogpiling him, so he decided to tell some people to, like, you know, unalive themselves, and it was just a very shitty kind of situation. And like there was some other context that I had missed. I wasn't there for the whole call, but what I was there for, I was thoroughly disgusted with the way he was talking to my Discord acquaintances, and I thought, oh, this is really kind of shitty, you know? And I don't remember if I had talked to Rogue Internet Man about it, because I had known him from him dropping into one of my live streams. I don't remember if we talked about it beforehand, but I do remember that somehow we came up with the idea that we're gonna bring him onto my podcast, which was very small and very unassuming, and we, like, from his perspective, he thought we were there to talk about video games and nerdy shit like that. And you can see the full context of that if you go watch the Out of This World episode on StooDogg's channel, the first one. You can see how I'm just sitting there very bored for a while I wait for Rogue to wake up and come onto the call. And personally, like, I had never been involved with anything of like these kind of gay ops before. If you don't know what a gay op is, it's just what people call like advanced trolling, you know? And from my perspective, I just thought it was really funny. I felt a little bad afterwards because of the reaction that we got out of him. While it was extremely funny, seemed very unhinged, and I thought, damn, am I like bullying a retard? It turns out I was. So there's that. And over time, like Stu, I've just lost a lot of sympathy, especially with him, like saying the things that he does about Stu. Like, I don't know, and like just anybody who dissents against him becomes his enemy, and it's like I don't think that he privated his videos because he wants to start over or start some kind of new leaf, right? He's doing it because somebody sent in a super chat to Deadwing Dork showing him JJ's channel. He's afraid of the attention that he'll get from a bigger YouTuber and all of the eyes that will then be upon him. He's very afraid of people like seeing these archives. And there is a lot. Like, I forgot who said it in Stu's stream, but somebody said, like, this whole thing has been documented more than, like, Chris Chan at this point. And that's a little bit of a stretch, but it is kind of close, isn't it? There's just way too much out there. And, you know, I feel like he is, on one hand, trying to like pretend to his audience that he is just ignoring it or trying to get better or something, and then I think on the other hand he is just afraid of the attention, funnily enough. And I mean that's about it, you know. I don't think StooDogg is coming back, so I really don't have too much to say about him besides what I already have. Is I genuinely think that JJ is disturbed somehow. He doesn't react to things in like a normal way sometimes, and other times he seems like he's kind of straightforward and like good, you know, like a normal person. It just doesn't last for long. It makes me feel like it's a facade of some kind, you know. But what he really needs to do, if you're really set on turning a new leaf, don't make a fucking Malicious Trolls 3 video and put it out there. First of all, none of these people are trolls. Like, yeah, I trolled you. Maybe I am your troll. Like, I brought you on and then had the funny internet man scream obscenities at you, and that was funny, you know. But that was a long time ago, and I've moved on with my life. I don't really have an interest in bringing this back up besides what everybody has already done, and I felt like I wanted to get a little bit of my thoughts out there, not like a return to form. I'm not going to make 100,000 videos about you. Like, this is the last one. This is the last time I'll be talking about you, like where people can see it. It's an interesting subject, you know, because there's so many angles. Like, he's trying to be like a legitimate YouTuber now, which I can respect, you know. Like, the content he makes, I think it's really shitty, and I don't like it myself personally, but like I said, there's a market for it out there. I'm not sure how long it can last, because I mean, the Star Wars EU, right? It's been gone for a long time. And those stories are still there for you to enjoy. They're just no longer a part of the main story. And I just think, you know, badgering on and on about how much better it used to be, like, it's just going to make you upset. It's just going to make you angry. And it's really not worth it to watch content like that continuously. Like, that's why I stopped watching EFAP, because all they do is, like, shit on things that I already know are shitty. And is it fun to make fun of something that's shitty? Yes, it is. It can be fun. You know, I mean, we're essentially having fun by making fun of a shitty person. But at the end of the day, like, is that where you want your headspace to be all the time? You know, And like, if you don't
Some
know
people
what...
say that the past is like a gallows.
Oh, look, Stu's back. Let's bring the dog back. Where the dog? What the
Oh
dog
yeah.
doing?
Apologies for that. My Wi-Fi decided that it didn't want to work. It
That's
probably dislikes JJ as much as we do, and decided, nope, I'm having none of it. I had to
it's
go and reset
probably...
my router, but it's all working again.
Well, thanks for coming back. I think, like, it's just the universe telling us to fucking move on from this situation, you know? Like, I was trying to carry it for a while, just being like, just telling my side of how things started, you know? Like, and it's
Well,
weird.
when we
Oh, sorry.
when when StooDogg's Wi-Fi decided that it had had enough there, you were talking about sort of being open and receptive to having a conversation with him.
Right.
I would be down with that as well. Perhaps if we knew someone who was fairly independent who could kind of mediate.
I think a
Sort
mediator
of,
would be necessary, yeah.
yes, but I have always said that my comment section is open to him to come along and say whatever he wants. He's
Yeah.
never actually engaged me directly in comments. He showed up and had an argument with logical fallacy, then he went away. However, I do believe that I have interacted with an alt account of his,
Ryan
and
Barth.
yes, this account has the same writing patterns as he does,
Oh my god, it
and
does. Yeah.
it doesn't give any ground. It doesn't listen. It just constantly says about how I'm the bad guy, and whenever you say prove it, he's like, oh well, you deserve to be in jail, and you deserve to be fined a sum of money that doesn't exist in places.
Does
So
he think
it's
that what we're saying is libel or somehow?
how can it be libel? Because the defense for like libel and slander is the truth, and
Right.
we've got the original podcasts.
Have we said anything that is not the truth so far? Besides the things that are objectively just our opinions, like we haven't said anything that we haven't called him like a fucking a Pedialyte, you know what I mean?
The thing is, he keeps calling himself that,
He
and that's the
does.
worrying thing. He seems to like constantly be trying to defend himself against that, and it's like, well, why are you always saying that? I've never actually
I
said
don't think
that in any of
anybody's
my
ever
videos.
called him a pedophile or a pedestrian or whatever you want to call it. I don't think anybody has legitimately ever accused him of that. They just said like, "Why are you talking about a cartoon kid like this? It's weird," you know. Uh, I don't know. Like he definitely has like actual trolls that will kind of spin this like our videos and whatnot and kind of like exaggerate and take things from it that were definitely not there. But I was just talking about how like while you were gone that I I don't know, like there's not too much more to say besides we are open to a discussion. Like, and I don't know how it would reach him, and I don't know, like we could set it up. I could potentially set it all up. You know, you wouldn't have to do anything, JJ. I know you're listening to this. And we were talking about Ryan Barth, right? By the way, real fucking funny alt account name, by the way, because Ryan and Barth, like it sounds like Ryan Johnson or like Darth Vader, but like Barf, you know, Ryan Barf because he hates the Disney sequel movies. Ryan Johnson directed,
Right.
yeah, the second movie. So he kind of like gave it away right there. Like as soon as I saw the username, I realized it was him.
There was a video by a YouTuber called Blurry Films. JJ and Bloody Films had some kind of an altercation,
Yeah, I saw
but
that.
Blurry Films had made a video of peace, and I left my my thoughts in the comments, and Ryan Barth started attacking me, and I lost it with him, and I said, you know what? How dare you come at me in the comment sections of a video of peace? I want you to show some respect for Blurry Films, and I want you to show some respect for JJ Plagiarisms, and stop fighting here. If you want to fight with me, do it somewhere else, but not here. So there wasn't a response from Ryan Barth after that, but it's the sort of thing that I was half expecting it to keep going. I have blocked Ryan Barth from my own channel because I believe that it is an alt-sock account.
Oh, yeah.
If JJ wants to address me, he can do so on main.
Dude. Fucking pull up on main.
I don't use fake accounts.
Fucking pull up on main.
I don't use fake accounts. I don't believe in fake accounts. I'm not dodgy enough to need backup accounts. I deal with people with my account, so I expect the same courtesy back from him. So, JJ's not banned from my comments. Ryan Barth is, if JJ wants to come up and say whatever he wants. If he wants to defend his stance against Cartman or whatever, he's more than welcome, as long as he sticks within channel guidelines.
The funny thing is like, he seems to kind of obsess over the Cartman thing, but it's not. It's the implications of everything around it, and like, it's more or less that he just apologized and then went back on it and has never apologized like since. It's just, you want to be this personality that people come to listen to, that give you their most precious resource, their time. Like, you should know who you're listening to. I'm not saying that the art and the artist
exactly.
is like inseparable, but I feel like he is projecting these emotions onto his audience, and I don't think that it's a healthy relationship. It's definitely a parasocial one, because like you said, it's just round and round we go in the fucking echo chamber. Like, there's like our spy account, or not ours, but like the account that is in his Discord server, right, they tried to say something that was against the grain and immediately got shut down and dogpiled by everybody, right? So it's like, it's definitely an environment where growth is discouraged. Everybody needs to stay where they are, and man, some of the people in there. We got some screenshots from his Discord, by the way. Let me see. I'm not gonna put this one up on screen. I'm just going to read it. So this is from a user inside his Discord, and it says, "I have prepared for my eventual takeover of Circus Film. If such a time comes where Disney has made Star Wars so cheap, I could purchase it with my millions. This will be the first thing I say to address the fandom. Cough, cough. Attention, all Star Wars fans. You know who you are, and you know you're a fake anyway. As the new owner of Circus Film, I assure you Star Wars is now in the hands of someone who actually gives a Sith spit and will not rest until Star Wars has returned to its former glory. Legends is canon. Everything Disney has ever done, and their shitty executives, or their shitty excuses for movies, shows, and novels. I'm sorry, there's no punctuation, so like I don't have a lot of time to breathe. Every single solitary fucking thing is not canon, nor will it ever be canon. That includes 2008 Clone Wars. Fuck Disney. Fuck Dave Filoni. Fuck the Clone Wars. Fuck everything Disney related. Everything will be recalled, deleted, and burned. Literally burned. I will live stream the burning a day before episode 7 releases. Soon everything in Darth Mickey's rat-ass piss universe will seem like nothing but a bad dream. Although, in a way, it always was SJW's go fuck yourself to death. And then he asks, what do y'all think? Like, damn, bro, I don't know what to think. All right, there's a couple other screenshots.
That's psychotic, and that does not sound like the sort of thing that would be healthy for mental health to read every day.
And like every other post is like that. It's just,
Really?
like I understand the headspace very well because I was in it at some point. Fucking, like pre-2015. Fucking, the memes, man. They influence you. They really do. And it just seems to me that JJ has surrounded himself with people that are exactly like him, and I think that is the worst punishment anyone could ever give him.
It's like we were saying about echo chambers basically being sort of inbreeding places, and something that I believe in is that reasonable minds can differ. You know, I am quite happy to see people who have different opinions from myself, and I feel that everyone can learn something from each other. And even if I don't try and change minds, but I am interested in other opinions, and again someone will say something to me that'll adjust my opinion or my mindset towards certain things. Like I say, reasonable minds can differ, and that is one of the foundations of free speech right there. But in JJ's recent attack against the US First Amendment, he's shown that he has no interest in free speech, and that is very much a step towards fascism right there.
Well, the funny thing is that I think I've heard him say before that he agrees with the Empire completely. You know, so
I seem to remember a video that he had on one of his channels years ago where he sort of said, like, the Empire are the good guys. That was his argument in the video.
You know, I've seen like a dozen videos like that, and they all boil down to, yeah, but some places there weren't stormtroopers and there weren't TIE fighters, and there wasn't fascism, and people lived their lives. Like, okay, but you know, Berlin was a pretty fucking nice city during the height of, you know, Hitler. So it was a pretty nice place. There wasn't like a lot of shit happening there, and then all of a sudden it all fucking came down at once. You know, like just because.
And I'm not defending Hitler in any way, shape, or form here, but he essentially. Yeah, he essentially dragged that country from literal squalor.
Yeah.
And he turned the country into a nice place.
It was a powerhouse. Now, he
didn't.
You can say that about
he
any
was also
evil
a
regime in
genocidal
history.
Maniac.
Yeah,
but,
you can say that about any regime in history, including the fictional Star Wars Empire, which literally blew up planets with billions of people on it. Like, JJ is somebody I can very
pretty much didn't exist. It was just a bunch of little tiny shitty countries fighting with each other and part of the Prussian Empire, and then you know, they needed to unify, and he sort of reinforced that.
Yeah,
what he did with it wasn't great, but
yeah, I mean, he unified people through like eugenics and shit like that, so it wasn't exactly ideal. But my point is, you can say that about any evil regime in history, that it had its good parts. That doesn't mean you would want to live under it. And that's something that he doesn't seem to understand, is like, he would probably be the person getting his face blasted open by a stormtrooper, not the fucking person that lives on the nice planet. You know, like, I don't know. We're a little off topic, but trying to dissect like JJ's mind is like such a fascinating thing for me. And people can call me obsessed or whatever, and I don't care. You know, like, it's at this point, yeah, we are obsessed a little bit. We're milking this fresh lolcow that has.
At one point, they called us the painkillers, right? We had our own name and everything.
Yeah, we are. I mean, yeah, until he changed his name, and now it's like, ah, well, whatever. I feel like he's gonna do one of two things going forward into the future. If he actually keeps his videos private, like, that'll go a long ways towards showing that he's genuine and not just afraid of the attention that's going to be brought down on him. Like, but I think he's going to do one of two things, right? He's either going to tuck his tail and, like, just keep making shitty Star Wars videos where he gets an echo chamber, like, of people that just say, wow, great video, man! And, like, that'll be fine. That's the good ending, actually. The bad ending is that he continues down this destructive trail, and he, like, I don't know, like, where does it end?
And the Scooby-Doo ending is where he would have got away with it all if it wasn't for those meddling
alien and fucking, I don't know, what is everybody else's avatar? And your dog, too! Your StooDogg, too! Oh my god! Yeah, it's...
And your Drongo Dingo!
Drongo Dingo. And, you know, he's the one closest, so maybe we should just have, like, a boxing match to settle things.
Yes, that would be brilliant. YouTuber boxing.
Yeah, like a Wings of Redemption,
versus
Boogie 2988. Yeah! Hell yeah. Have you watched the Boogie documentary?
Yes, I have.
Oh, I haven't had time yet. I'm trying to watch it with my girlfriend because I showed her a video of Boogie's the other day because you remember his Francis video where he's like, I'm trying to raid, where's my Mountain Dew? Like, and he's just going through all the cabinets. He goes up to the camera person and is like, let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath. Like, I say that all the time to her, and she's like, where the fuck is that from? So I showed her it, and she was like, oh my god, this guy is so fat. And like, you have no idea. You have no idea. This man is like big news right now. And
was that
he
before
started
or
off
after
so
he had the
innocently.
surgery?
He's had the surgery years ago. He just blew up his stomach again because he couldn't stop eating. Like, that's what a lot of fat people don't understand about gastric bypass is, like, it shrinks your stomach, but your stomach can get bigger again. You know, like, that's what it's supposed to do. Okay, again, off topic, but let's reel it back a little bit. And like, I wanted to bring up, this music really ain't matching the atmosphere. Let's see this drum and bass. Well, I was gonna show those screenshots, but now I can't find them. You know the ones I'm talking about, right?
Nope.
Well, we got some screenshots from his Discord server.
Oh, the
where he's talking about
that
trans
one
people
with the rant that you mentioned there, or
yeah. No, but he definitely said some stuff about Jews and trans people. I'm just trying to find it. Damn.
and he's the one who labels me as the homophobic transphobe, which my friend who is trans thought was hilarious.
I stand by what I said about Cartman firmly. He is a rapist. Is he, though? I don't remember him ever doing that. What the fuck?
I mean, I remember him trying to kill all the gingers.
Yeah, he's definitely like a genocidal maniac, but a rapist? I don't know about that. I don't remember that ever happening, and I've seen a lot of South Park episodes while I've stoned out of my gourd. Maybe I didn't see them on the Discord. Yeah, I can't find it, but I mean, suffice it to say, like, you guys, I don't think like, if you're watching this, right, you probably are at least convinced at this point that JJ is not a great guy. So I'm going to say, like, I saw these posts that he made somewhere along the lines of Jews are greedy and trans people scare me. So there's that. And I'm not offering any proof because I can't find it. But it's there. It's in his server. You want to look at it?
And
Join
this
his
was
server.
said by the man who accused me of being a homophobic transphobe.
Yeah, I really don't get that too because
Hypocrisy.
Did either of us, did anybody know that he was gay? Did that ever come up in any conversation?
Nope.
No,
I guess one day he just wanted to throw some shade in my direction,
Right.
and he just decided to come out with that.
Yeah, he's one of those people where he's only
'Cause
gay when he can use it to his advantage.
He doesn't actually have any valid arguments or counterpoints of his own, so he just takes it down to just random stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
false equivalencies, or what's the debating term I'm looking for? When you can't attack someone's argument, so you attack their personality, or you attack them as a person.
yeah,
Just by like making shit up.
ad hominem, is it?
That's the one, ad hominem attacks. Yep.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was. Him obviously fully fine and well not knowing that we have friends and family who are gay and trans.
Right? That's. I don't know about you, Stu, but I dated a trans girl, so like, I mean, he can say that shit about me, but I'm the one who saw the screenshots of him saying that trans people.
I've
are
spoken
icky.
with her, yeah.
Yeah.
and we got on quite well.
Yeah.
Still see her uploading stuff to YouTube every now and again, and I pop by the comment sections to say hi.
Yeah, we didn't work out, but that's neither here nor there. And I'm just bringing that up because, like, obviously, I have no problem with somebody being gay. Because I'm gay a little bit. You know, like, I'm dating, like a cis girl now. But, again, neither here nor there. Like, I'm just trying to understand how he decided that you're homophobic, though. Like, is he saying that you're only attacking him because he's gay and you're homophobic?
It must be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to say that. He tries to accuse a piece of bread of being like Saddam Hussein, you know?
Yeah.
He's just nuts. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's to drag up some kind of thing about his love of Cartman's butt.
It must be that, right?
He's gay.
Because it always comes back to that.
Because we made videos about him, and allegedly we're defending Cartman, and
it's not about Cartman, you fucking idiot. It's never been about Cartman, okay? It's weird that you brought it up, but it's not about Cartman. It's about the fact that you fucking told people who were assaulted by their fucking parents that they deserved it, and that you want to see proof. How the fuck does somebody show you proof that they've been sexually assaulted? How does that work? Okay? And you did that, and then you apologized under duress. Sorry.
At one point, he was shown some form of either a press article or a criminal record of one of the people who perpetrated the assaults.
Oh yeah, but that's
someone.
falsified, right?
And then he's now saying that the people who were victims, he's claiming that they're not victims of anything.
It's like, you know, at a certain point, it's like, well, why do we care? You know, like, why do we care if he thinks that these people are lying, right? It's like, it's not just that you said that they were lying. It's that you tell your fucking audience that these people are just trolls or just trying to hurt you. And it's like, you're You're hurting so many people by your actions, bro. You're hurting so many people, but you're literally shown proof. And instead of saying, "Oh man, I'm really sorry. I don't know like why I said all this," you just double the fuck down. Every goddamn time he doubles down, which is why he ain't gonna leave those videos private, man. Like, and here's the thing, right? I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you, and I want to record it, and I want you to not fucking run away. Because if you can actually articulate your arguments in a way that makes sense, I will listen to it, and I will accept your fucking answers, right? But we don't get that from him. We just get videos after videos of, oh, these people were being mean to me, and they said that I'm a stinky poo-poo head. And it's like, you are a stinky poo-poo head, because all you got is shit for brains. Why do you double down every single time? Like, why can't you just admit that you were fucking wrong and move on, and then everybody is happy, Like, instead he...
And the thing is that his content on the matter is also quite lazily and shoddily made. It's just him talking over some crappy Star Wars gameplay.
Oh my god, yeah.
10 minutes at a time. Just
it reminds me of that video he had in Red Dead.
Screenshots.
You remember that video that he made like right after the podcast aired, and it was like a Red Dead video?
Yes, we still have that one archived, yeah.
We do, yeah. I don't remember, but I think that one was really funny for some reason.
I'm not saying that grapes should be an everyday normal thing.
I'm not saying that... Oh, that's what I found funny. Yeah, he was literally like... I'm not saying that people should get graped every day. However, these people deserve to be graped because they defended Cartman! You know what's really funny, Stu? Deadwing Dork has found this channel recently that is like... It has a guy who... I guess it might be Australian or something. So he has a very similar accent to Old Painful or JJ. He has a very similar accent, and he's very rage-filled to the point where when he first started watching the guy, I thought he had found JJ, but I don't think he would have found JJ by coincidence. Somebody sent him a super chat, and it wasn't me, by the way. So don't fucking put that on me, or Stu, or anybody, because as far as we know, we don't know who initially showed him JJ. I don't think, but it's that's the whole reason he deleted his videos. He's afraid of more people seeing this content, right? And it's funny because Deadwing didn't even look at he didn't even look at the videos where he's like saying something weird or wrong, or any of your videos or the podcast. Like, he looked at his actual content because that's what he normally does. He looked at JJ's content and he was just like, oh my god, this is embarrassing. It's like, yeah, it really, really is. It really, really is. Like, as much as I'm happy for him, I am happy for you, bro. Good on you for finding something that you're good at. I just don't think that it's gonna last forever because you're surrounding yourself with a bunch of hateful people, and it's like a washing machine of self-pity and hatred. You go around and around, and the spin cycle just never ends.
And you keep bringing up your past and drawing a target on your back that's going to attract people who are a lot worse and a lot more horrible than we are.
There's a lot worse.
We're at
out
least
there
willing
than
to
us.
sit down and have a conversation and try and put all this in the
I
past.
would love to have a conversation with him, but I feel like he's too chicken shit, because he knows that his arguments cannot stand being argued against. That's why he always blows up whenever people straight up argue with him. His tactics are always like, let me get other people involved. Let me get more people involved, It's like, maybe he learned that from us, because some people have claimed that video was or that podcast where we were dogpiling him or something, but I don't really see it like that because I was fucking there and we weren't dogpiling, we just wanted some fucking answers, and the answers he gave were not great. And Rogue was just there to stir the pot as usual, so it's not like
I would think that moving forward, if we did have a conversation with him, and maybe if any of his community is watching and listening to this and they've made it this far, people,
if
I
any
think
of your community
an idea
is
would
here...
be... Sorry, Kadenza, 2
sorry.
seconds. Just as maybe a starting point, both of us could maybe write down, say, 5 questions each, and then provide that to JJ. He could write down his answers. So essentially we go to the debate prepared and we go through it. And I mean, fair enough, there'll be moments that sort of go off the script, but I think that sort of level of preparation would be something that could be constructive and productive for such a debate. What do you think?
I think that is great, because I don't know if you watch American politics, Stu, but our presidential debates have become reality television, and as much as we could turn this into a spectacle, right? Like, essentially, I guess that's kind of what it is already, but I think that's making it a little more, like, detail-oriented. Like, let's have our questions, let's have a moderator, let's do it right so that he feels like he is not gonna get absolutely destroyed, you know? I personally just don't think that his arguments will ever stand up to either you or me, or even anybody else, because they don't make sense, you know? Like, I feel like he might just ignore the situation, though, you know? Like, he might just... I have no doubt that he will see this video. I have no doubt that he will watch it to completion, because he loves watching stuff about himself, as we see by the sock account Ryan Barth showing up in everybody's comment sections.
But that's the thing, though. Does he watch videos about himself, or does he just show up to complain in the comment section? I think he doesn't watch material about himself. From what I've heard, he gets other people to basically watch them and summarize them, and generally the responses he gets back is, "Oh, it was too long, I didn't watch it." Like,
Okay.
It's just my trolls accusing me of predation and heard they're my Cartman, heard they're my trolls, you know, that rubbish. Whereas, you know, I felt that Tyler Mason put together a very well thought out video, and I disagreed with one of the points that he'd made, and I put that in the comment section.
Yeah.
And
he was absolutely right about me too. Like, I definitely was only looking at this as, what can I get out of it? You know, like, I can get some people from Rogue to see this. People can, you know, they'll by podcast will be exposed to more people this way. Like, at the time, that was what was important to me. And I've already told you, and I've already said it a couple times, but like, after it, I felt genuinely a little guilty. I remember this very moment that I had. Because I had a Discord server, you know, so that we could all talk through the podcast and stuff. And I remember I was sitting in there alone in the voice chat, like using a bot to listen to music. And I was just kind of thinking, and I saw like my sub count going up, and there was a lot of engagement and stuff.
Oh yeah, Android waifu.
Yeah, Android waifu. I miss her. But I remember like genuinely having a sense of like, damn, dude, like, am I bullying this kid? Am I the bad guy? Are we the baddies? Like, I had a moment like that. But it's gone on for so long, and there's been there's more people getting involved now, to the point where I felt like I had to come out and say something. I had to come out of retirement and actually like put my thoughts to words, you know, like everybody else has been able to say what they want and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know, like I genuinely don't really want to do the YouTube thing, at least as this persona anymore, you know, like I plan to do something in the future, but it's not really in the books for my life right now, you know, like we had a rough couple of years, and when that documentary came out like 6 months ago or however long it was, like I remember like thinking to myself, holy shit, why do people still care? You know, and then I thought about it a little bit harder. I'm like, they care because it's still happening to this day. Like, he is still arguing with people the same way he used to, and not really arguing, but like being this annoying douchebag to everybody around him. Like, he's never really learned his lesson, and I feel like he probably won't. And this debate serves as only a way to show people that he doesn't learn, or that his arguments don't even have any ground to stand on, you know? Like, I do appreciate Tyler Mason for his objectivism in that documentary, despite, like, how it kind of painted me in a little bit of a bad light, because he rightly said that I was just looking to see what I could get out of it, you know, like, and I talked to him and I was like, man, you did a really good job, and like, what you said about me, like, is absolutely true, like, and I will own up to that, you know, like, my side of it is that I was trying to grow a really small YouTube channel, and I saw an opportunity and I took it, and ever since then, I've really never been able to, like, do anything of that same notoriety, but ultimately, at the end of the day, all I did was host it. You know, I really don't have too much of a stake in any of it, but I've been a constant observer since back then, and like, it's tiring. It's very tiring to continuously see the same story play out over and over again. And maybe a debate would actually do something for him, you know, like, kind of show him that maybe he's been thinking about things a little bit stupidly, you know. It doesn't help that he's in an echo chamber. Like, he tells his side of the story and everybody just believes him and nobody questions any of the weird details, whereas we have actual proof for days. Like, we've got an archive, an impressive archive on this Discord. It's really quite nice being, like, seeing everybody kind of come together again in unison of like being against JJ and his bullshit, you know.
Me and you, buddy, we're like a regular pair of the Blues Brothers, man.
Yeah, for real.
I'll be Jake and you can be Elwood.
Well, it's like that video you made. We're fucking Old Painful's 4 fans. You, me, Jackal, and Wanderer. It never ends. War never changes. Well, Stu,
back when Tyler had made that video, and I basically said that, you know, I don't have anything to add to the conversation anymore, because I was feeling that my videos were basically just, they were all the same, but they were just like an iteration on the original one.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every one of them has that clip of the copyright puppets in it. You know?
Yeah, I love that. I love that because it's just really funny how little people understand how copyright works, and that little puppet show it explains it in a way where people really shouldn't be able to miss the point. Like, you can't take down someone's video because they say something mean about you, which, if he tries to take down this one, like, good luck. You know, it's fucking fair use, buddy.
Well, it's more than that. It's just our opinion. Like,
yeah, really. I mean,
I want their video taken down because I don't like them.
Consequences will never be the same. Oh, it's like, you know, he can tell people that we're doing this, we're bad people, and like we're just trolls and all this stuff. But if people actually care to go out and like look for the evidence, what they're going to see is that he has been a continuous thorn in everyone's side this entire time. And like, there's a lot of people who probably don't give a shit and will just support him no matter what. But I'd like to think that the vast majority of people that like stumble across his content, if they are so inclined to check the details, like maybe they'll think twice, you know? I'm not trying to take anything away from him. I just don't think that him projecting his emotions onto the audience in such a way is like a really good relationship for either of them. I think that there's a lot of problems with it, especially like if he gets to the point where he's doing live streams where he gets like super chats and stuff like that, which I think he already has. But you know what I mean? Like if he starts being able to live off of his YouTube, the parasocialness of his relationship with his audience is just going to explode.
And that's the thing, if he does start actually making money off of it, I can see this being almost sort of like a Boogie or a DSP style sort of thing, where he's literally demanding his audience to pay him.
If you guys don't start getting me some money, I'm going to stop streaming. Oh, that's a little bit like British. It's not really Australian, is it? I don't really know how to do Australian that well, but he's got that fucking...
G'day, mate.
Good day, mate. He's got that fucking it was like Melbourne accent, I think. It's really hard to replicate, but I mean, holy shit! What like the fucking podcast, right? That was like 2019, like pre-COVID times, and it just feels like it's been 100 billion years, you know, like. And then, like I said earlier, it's like, who the fuck cares? You know, nobody cares. And then somebody makes a 3-hour-long documentary about the whole thing. And I actually showed my girlfriend that. And now, like, she asks me periodically, like, what's going on with fucking JJ Plagiarism? I'm like, well, you guess who knows? Because I'm in the Discord and everybody is like sharing their interactions with him and whatnot. Like, now she's invested, and I feel like more and more people will be invested in the future as we go forward.
It's not about the war with JJ Plagiarisms, it's about the friends we made on the way.
And we've made some good friends along the way. You know, like, it's crazy to me how this little community, like the Shit Painful Said Discord, or like, it's kind of an offshoot of the Autoclave Discord, but it has like a lot of my favorite people there. Like, you guys are great. I still watch all your content. I just haven't been involved myself because, you know, life comes at you fast, and it feels good to like get some of this shit out there into the public again. But besides the debate, I don't think I'm gonna like comment on it again, you know? Like, I've definitely moved on with my life, and I think JJ needs to do the same, but it's hard. Well, I say I move on from my life, but obviously I'm still watching him, you know? Like, it's kind of like being a fan of a show, or it's kind of like being a Star Wars fan. Like, I'm still a Star Wars fan. I watch things sometimes. I play games sometimes. It's just not my whole life, you know? Like, and this whole, like, trolling situation, the way he talks about it in, like, the Malicious Trolls video that he made, it makes it sound like it destroyed his entire life, you know? And as far as I know, like, nobody IRL, like, that actually knows him ever saw the videos. So like, how the fuck is his whole life ruined? It's because he's like permanently online, right?
And he says some things that he doesn't prove. It's like he says that he receives death threats. I've
That's not
not
true.
seen any evidence of that. I mean,
We've never sent you a death threat, dude. Don't fucking lie.
now, whenever he talks about this, he never actually names people. Well, apart from myself and yourself, but it's always plural. My trolls. I received death threats from plural. My trolls. It's not. I received a death threat from Jim. I received a death threat from Tom456. I received a death threat from
Yeah, it's never
Bobby47.
public. It's never public,
It's,
so people can see it.
Yeah, so because he's always just sort of pluralizing that my trolls, harder my trolls, harder my Cartman, it's making me think that, well, I don't think you're telling the truth because of the way that you're talking about it. You have no issue bringing up my name whenever you want to make an attack against me. StooDogg's a homophobic transphobe. Not my trolls are homophobic transphobes, but StooDogg specifically. So if he had received a death threat from someone, he would name them specifically, but he hasn't. That's what makes me think
Yeah.
he's lying about that one.
That's people lie about death threats all the time because it's like an immediate sympathy bomb, you know? Like everybody's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." Like I don't who was that? The actress who played the Little Mermaid and like the new one? Like I believe that she received death threats, but she used that as an excuse for why the movie did bad or something. Like that people just like really didn't like her or something, and it's like I don't know. Maybe the movie just wasn't great. Maybe people just didn't enjoy the movie, but it's it's like a way to deflect criticism without actually doing anything.
I mean, when it comes to myself and sort of anything like that that's been said against me, so I will say that I don't think I've ever received.
Stu?
People say, yeah, hi.
Oh, sorry, you cut out for a minute there.
Oh, web's fine. It should be fine. But I don't think I've ever actually received a credible death threat from anyone. However, on YouTube itself, I have received comments that say KYS or, you know, the full worded version of that.
Right.
And I just delete them. Like, I don't
Because those are
whine or
legitimately
cry
trolls.
about it.
Yeah, they're just there to make you mad or sad or something. I don't know. We've never done
And
that.
I'm thinking that if he's received anything like that, it was like, well, just fucking grab your balls, man up, and just delete and block. You know, it is not an issue. Shite all the time. I would say that I've probably written some strongly worded and spicy comments in people's comment sections before, but you know, you're online. You should have the thick enough skin to deal with it.
And he's permanently online, so it's like he really should have the skin to deal with it by now. Because look at the way he talks to other people, right? He talks to people with such disrespect, vitriol, and venom in his voice. Like, especially when he's talking about like anyone who works at Disney, he talks about them like they are subhuman, you know, like, and yet he wants respect, you know, like it's this duality of giving nothing and expecting everything of everyone else. Like, I don't know. It's can you all see why like this thing is so fascinating? Like it's so fascinating, and I know it's not just me now because there's other people coming out the woodworks. Excuse me. There's other people learning about it for the first time and just being like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what is with this guy? You know, it's really quite sad because if he just didn't have this this venom everywhere that he went. Like, he could probably fit in pretty well because he's into all this stuff that other people are in, but he doesn't like the way he interacts with his audience is really strange. Like, the way that it's almost like he's talking down to them from like a pedestal, you know, which I guess granted you need to have a little bit of distance between yourself and, you know, the people that watch your stuff, but it just has this weird sort of like I'm better than you attitude, you know? Like, he even has a section in his Discord that is like questions for JJ, and it's literally just people asking him like, what do you think about this Star Wars thing? What do you think about this Star Wars thing? And, you know, I feel like he has
that's the sort of thing that should just be spoken about during a general chat.
Yeah, but instead he has a whole section for it. You know, like he definitely has a very high opinion of himself and like the shit that he makes, and anytime somebody kicks over his blockhouse, he flips his shit. And I think that, you know, in a debate where there's no wiggle room, there's no like, I gotta get out of here, I'm gonna fucking delete my Twitter, I'm gonna delete my YouTubes, like, it would probably serve to really kind of show him just how ridiculous...
Kadenza, you're roboting quite a bit there.
Am I? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if it's my connection or if it's you in general, but...
Let me see. I'm gonna mute the desktop audio for 1 minute, which will include you, but I'm going to listen to my own mic and make sure that it's not my side. Oh, hello. Yep, sorry about that. It seems to be okay. Yeah, it's recording things okay. It's like, you know, let's talk about his whole interaction with blurry films, because we kind of went over that, and like it seemed to me that blurry films was trying to give him like every bit of chance to be like civil, you know, and JJ just like spat in his face basically. Like, he offered him a truce, a peace flag, and he didn't. And like you said, he never like directly responded to that, but he did with his like sock puppet account that we all know is a sock puppet because it talks just like him, and it's Ryan Barf. Like, who fucking names their account that? Like, and I know the reference, okay? I'm a fucking Star Wars nerd. I know the reference. And it's like, I feel like he'll never really learn, no matter what happens. Even if we get him on a debate, even if we, like, totally smash his arguments to pieces, like, he's still going to insist to people who don't know any better that we're the ones who are, like, being crazy about him, you know? And it's like, observing and recording is, like, it's not bullying. I'm sorry, it's just not. If you don't want people to observe you on the internet, do not post on the internet. You know what I mean?
Simples.
Yeah, it's been a long time since...
I mean, there was another one where there was a moment that was kind of sus, but I put together in a recent video alongside the, you know, what if you accidentally gave your kids wine instead of cranberry juice or something like that.
Yeah, but he said that.
He'd called out another YouTuber called The Faceless Bastard, and he said something along the lines of, yeah, you can't drink because you're not old enough and you don't have the pubes yet. And her response to him was, why are you thinking about my pubes?
That's a good point. You know,
kind of sus, right?
How much of it is autism, and how much of it is just being a really sus person? I wouldn't let you watch my kids, you fucking weirdo. What if you gave children wine instead of fruit juice? Like, what? Why does your brain go to that?
What if you thought you were giving your kid like a chocolate pudding, but it was accidentally like 15 syringes full of like heroin?
Black tar heroin just fucking right into their tiny veins. Like, yeah, that's the thing, man. Is like, it's not just the things that he like says in his circles. It's like the things that he says out there in the world. He's quite the creep. He's quite the weirdo, you know? Like, and it's like our sympathy well has obviously run dry like a long time ago, but I feel like a lot of people on his side are just mistaking the situation. They think that everything he's telling them is correct, that we're just trolls and we're just trolling him. They're like, oh no, how could that happen to my favorite fucking EU whiner YouTuber? Like, they're just misinformed, really. Like, if they weren't, like, I don't think any kind of sane person would be on his side if they weren't misinformed, you know? Stu?
Yes, I'm still here.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Sorry, I know we've been going on for a while. There's been a lot to talk about because everybody, there's been a lot of interactions. There's been a lot of screenshots. There's been a lot of documenting everything and everything. And I had a lot to talk about as well because I've been watching other people's content, and I watched the Tyler Mason documentary, and I thought it was really great. I thought he did a great job, and it's just a matter of like, is he really putting it to bed now? Is me coming out here and like talking to you going to trigger another response? Like, what's gonna happen? That's what I'm really interested in. I want to know how the story ends. That and once
like
it
I say,
ends,
I would love to see a debate, and
I would love to too.
Between the three of us, me, you, and JJ, if we all know someone who's fairly trustworthy, that we could use as a sort of a mediator.
I feel like Night Raven might be a good one for that.
You really think JJ would trust him, though?
Probably not, because Night Raven was on the second podcast with us, and he is a known person, but he's like a therapist, I think. So it's not like he can't be impartial.
I don't think JJ would see it that way.
He probably would. He probably think we're playing favorites.
He's one of my trolls. He's got a video about me on his YouTube channel. I'm JJ Plagiarisms and I'm English now. Hello.
By the way, Night Raven, if you watch this, love your fucking content, man. Keep it up. It's just hilarious.
The house always wins.
It always wins. I love his AI voice, Mr. House. It's just
what a badass society we live in.
Fucking, I remember when we used to sweep homeless people through the sewers when I was a kid. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. Vegas has a homeless problem, okay? New Vegas also has a homeless problem, but that's because all the homes are rubble. Yeah, it's...
Well, on the free side, I'm a king. Oh. But yeah, I just wonder how many of his fans like watch his stuff and then he comes out with like a weird troll video about Cartman and all that shit, and they're just like, we don't care about this, we're here for Star Wars shit.
I think a lot of them, legitimately a lot of them have been telling him like, dude, just fucking stop. Like, it's basically the same thing that we've been saying. Like, they don't care for it because it has nothing to do with anything, and I don't know. He's been determined to like self-destruct himself for a while, and I hope that this legacy of like mistakes doesn't impede him forever, you know? Like, I'm not a heartless person. I really had like a genuine moment of like regret for my part in the trolling and stuff like that. But it's gotten to the point now where it's like I'm just along for the ride. I mean, we're all kind of just observing and watching, and he mentions you by name more often than not now because I don't know, like he just has latched onto you as a target because your videos are still up. You still have an archive of him. That's an extensive archive, like not just your videos, but his videos, other people's videos, and also I guess Rogue Internet Man like hasn't looked at him in a long time, so there's really no reason to continuously bring him up. So I don't know. I genuinely hope that he is getting better, and I hope that his videos stay private. If he wants to decline the debate on the basis of I'm just done with this, fine. That's fine. You know, I just don't think you privated those videos because you have any regret or that you wanted to do better. I think you privated them because you're afraid of the attention that you were about to get by being looked at by a bigger YouTuber. Like, you were afraid of the stream of eyes on you. Because that's always been the problem, right? Is that people will watch one of your videos and go, oh, I like this guy, I'll subscribe to him. And then they look through your history and they find all this shit. And it's like, oh, damn, I don't know if I want to watch this guy anymore because he's kind of an asshole.
A little while back there, I had a comment from someone that I'd made a video about on the channel back in 2018. This person apologized to me for the way that they'd acted in the past. And they said that they felt that they'd moved on as a person. And they said that I was under no obligation to do so. But they asked me if I could private the videos that I'd made about them. Without even hesitating. And after reading the comment, I went and I privated those videos. I privated the playlist they were in so that if their name is searched online, my content about them will not show. Even the blank playlist itself will not show. And I responded by saying that I felt that they were being sincere and that I wished them all the best. And I gave them a word of advice of, you've moved on and you closed down that YouTube channel that you mentioned. You've opened like 3 new ones since and closed them down and opened new ones, closed them down, opened new ones. I think probably the best thing to do is move away with stuff. You know,
you kind of
I think that's something that JJ should think about doing, is just like put your past.
Yeah, as he'll probably hate me for saying this, but as the quote from The Last Jedi goes, let the past die. You know, like, it's not, your past doesn't determine your future, bro. And it's like, yeah, it's hard to move on when you feel like you're getting, I don't know, like, I want to talk to him because I want to know what's actually going on in his brain. I can only, like, assume so much, you know?
That's the thing that we've been saying. He is actually genuinely fascinating.
Yeah, it's
we're almost like Chris Chan fans here.
It feels like it sometimes. Like we're his 4 fans. we can't give it up, man. We're never gonna give him up. We are though. Like that's what this whole thing is supposed to be. Like if he wants this all to go away, maybe not a debate, but an actual, like, apology to the people that you've hurt. A genuine apology, and maybe, like, a apology for all the fucking malicious lies that you've told over the years about everybody. I don't know if there's been much about me in particular. I know that he's lied about you, he's lied about Lucky Kennedy, he's lied about I think Wanderer. It's a shame that Wanderer took down his video. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was a really good video. It was well made.
It was entertaining. Very entertaining. I don't know, man. One of these days, I think we can all, like, us and JJ will probably look back on this and laugh about our younger selves and the kind of internet shenanigans that we used to get into. Because ultimately, none of this shit is that serious. And
no, it's...
I don't want
yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to, like, continue to like, it's kind of like Star Wars, right? Like, I know Star Wars sucks now. A lot of it sucks, at least, to the point where I have that expectation going in. And I feel like it's the same thing with him. Like, I know that JJ sucks, but I still hope that it gets better. You know, like, I have accepted the way things are. However, I have hope for the future. And I feel like that's something that he needs, is he needs to have some hope for his future. That's not just rehashing 4-year-old drama, you know, like, all we want, all of us want, is just for you to fucking apologize to the people you hurt. And go about your life. That's all we've ever wanted from the very beginning, you know? Like, we had a little fun at your expense, yes. And we've had a lot of fun since then, but only because you've continued to bring it up. If you let it die, everyone else will let it die too, because for us it's dead, brother. We're not, like, we're genuinely.
He seems to think that we just constantly spend our time plotting against him when, in fact, we barely think about him. Every now and again we'll point and laugh and go, the Cartman boy. But yeah. You know, he seems to think that we spend all of our time plotting against him when the opposite's true. We barely think about him.
I barely think about him day to day. I mean, I've got work, I've got a girlfriend and a cat to take care of. So, like, my life is pretty full. Like, my cup overfloweth. And sometimes I'll have a little free time and I'll dig through the shit painful said archives and just laugh a little bit, you know? Because it's all really just funny. And part of the reason it's so funny is because of how serious he takes it. It's like life and death to him, you know? And he takes this YouTube thing very seriously.
I've got the only other main thing on my mind at the moment is that I need to help my mum buy a TV. She's elderly and she just needs a simple TV that will plug into the Skybox. She doesn't want one that has, like, Netflix and Alexa and all that, because it's far too complicated for her. She was born.
My parents are older too. I get it.
Yeah, she was born in the 1940s. She doesn't do computers, you know. So she went to the TV shop the other day, and the guys just confused the hell out of her.
I bet.
Whilst trying to charge her, like, £500 for a TV.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you know what, Mum? I'll come with you. We'll bring my nephew, and we'll have the conversations. We'll get you a simple TV that's maybe about £200 to £300 and doesn't have, like, all this Netflix and Alexa and all this stuff that'll probably charge you money every month. We'll just get you something nice and simple that you can plug the Skybox into and carry on. Boom. Simples.
You see,
anyway, that has been my fireside chat with StooDogg.
Hell yeah, dude.
Story time with Uncle Stewie.
I enjoy listening to stuff like this. Like, genuinely, I think we should do this again, and we should probably not do it about JJ. You know, like, I'm the one recording this, by the way, everyone. Like, as you can probably tell by, like, the decals and stuff, it's more in line with my style than Stu's. But I'm recording it, but I'm giving it to Stu to upload on his channel. And I know most of y'all are probably here for the JJ stuff, but let us know if you enjoy hearing us together, because we've been talking, and we're both Star Trek fans, and like,
Well, I was thinking we could do like maybe as a quick trial run, maybe a few sort of things like this where we talk about specific episodes of Star Trek.
I think that would be a good idea. Like, start it out with episodes, and then we can talk maybe more general stuff later. But it's I just want to put out there that Star Trek has always and will continue to be the superior out of the two, Star Trek and Star Wars. It is the superior brand, the superior sci-fi franchise, because it actually has complexity and like good writing that's not done by George Lucas. So it's definitely a possibility. So let us know if y'all would be interested in that, and maybe we could do a similar format, because I wouldn't mind doing this every once in a while. You know, like I genuinely enjoy talking to Stu, and it's been way too long. It's been way too long since we had
Years.
an actual talk.
Years.
Yeah, it's been literally years, man. But I'll let you know the nitty gritty of what's been going on with me one day. But as of now, like I'm pretty much spent on things to talk about.
All right,
JJ.
go Ron. Maybe one day,
Maybe
but
one.
not today.
Today is a good day to fly, or something. Man, you know, it's always really hard for me to get on and start like talking again, like recording and stuff. But as soon as I get into it, it feels very natural, you know? Like, it's very hard to initially start, but once you start, it's very, very easy to continue. And
Gotta put the coal in the train before the train goes.
it's true. Yeah. I'm sure you understand as well, because it's like, I don't know, like the pressure of having a lot of people watching you, even just like a couple hundred people, is a lot sometimes. And I think that for me personally, maybe I just wasn't ready for it. I didn't have the attitude or the like the mental fortitude to protect myself against what's out there, you know? Like, JJ gets hit with people like us who are like, man, can you just apologize for what you said? And then there's other people who are literally like, kill yourself. And I wasn't ready for that kind of stuff, you know? Like, it's been a long road to get here, but I am definitely glad that we had this conversation, and I hope that it leads.
It's been a long road getting
from
there
here
to
to there. Well, I don't know a better way to end it than that, man.
I was just going to say that I've found the opposite when it comes to like my sort of thinking process towards YouTube.
Mhm.
I feel between myself and like the audience and the numbers, it's not something that I think about, and I don't know if that's maybe part and parcel of my own sort of like mental health stuff. But when I release a video and I see the numbers, and it doesn't make me think about like, oh my god, I've been in front of like, you know, so many thousands of eyeballs, and it's weird. It's possibly a blessing and a curse, but it's not really something that I think about.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the difference between, you know, our view on it is like, for me, like that many, like, it's weird, right? Like I have a craving to entertain people, but I also feel very self-conscious being in front of those people. Like I'm some kind of imposter, you know? Like it's weird, because it's like I enjoy entertaining people, but I feel the whole time like I'm not supposed to be there. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. That is like almost imposter syndrome kind of.
Yeah. I mean,
I
I am an ALMO, so that's definitely a possibility. I might be the imposter. Oh no, Kadenza just vented.
Quickly, airlock him.
I vented.
Whoosh.
All right. So, yeah, penis,
Balls.
dick, and cock.
Ass and titties.
We'll see y'all next time.
Communist Puppet asked me which political ideology is the best. They're all horrible, but if I had to pick the least bad, I'd say all painfulism.
Okay.